What's up, everybody? Welcome back to the Webb Street Podcast with Nock and Chris, sponsored by Topo Chico Hard Seltzer, the best hard seltzer / drink of any kind in the world.
Should we point it out now that we don't have Topo Chico?
So I have bad news. I forgot to bring them. That's my job, and hand up, that's on me. I did not bring the
If
Topo
anything,
Chicos
I'll
today.
take part of the blame too, because you've bought all the Topo Chico.
Well, right, I wasn't gonna say that, but yes, it is my job to bring one jumbo Topo Chico for all of our guests. We should have put off the illusion that Topo Chico sends them to us, but I missed that opportunity.
One day,
maybe they will.
Existence.
But we don't have them today, which is a bummer. But we'll get through it. I actually am drinking coffee at 6 p.m., which is wild. But anyway,
wow.
So we're off our game. I'm already off my game. No Topo Chico. But anyway, we got Mark. Yeah. Special guest this week. We're going to introduce him in a bit, but if you're watching on video, you just see this guy sitting next to me, so I just wanted to say that's Mark. You'll meet him in a bit.
We have the TV on, so it's not like he's just going to sit there and stare at us. You know, he can watch. We have Transformers:
Sure.
Revenge of the Fallen.
Yeah, so we'll get into it. So first of all, thanks for everybody. For me that followed, because I specifically asked for some people to follow our Twitter, so all of you that followed, appreciate it. That was nice of you. And
yeah, we're slowly going up on numbers. Do you know what our Twitter?
No, I should have looked at that, but
we gained a handful?
Probably 5 or 6.
Yeah, 5 or 6.
Pretty good, pretty decent amount, and it was by far the most Twitter engagements we've ever had. I had to deal with 4 tweets in one night. I had to respond to people. It was crazy.
Which he was ecstatic about.
I was excited, but it was a lot of pressure. So thanks for the Twitter engagement. Also, thanks for those of you who watched the YouTube video. Nock, what did you think about the YouTube video? We're doing it again.
So we're working on it, right? There's a lot of things that need to be done with thumbnails, the whole thing. But we had 40 people that watched our YouTube. We got a lot of feedback. A lot of people thought it was funny. I got a couple people yelling at me saying that my room was dirty. I'm actually packing for another trip, so there's going to be stuff in the background, but I cleaned it up a little bit. I made my bed.
Yeah, still. I'm looking at the video right now. It's still not great, but that's all right. I mean, good thing it's not my room.
I'm going on a plane tomorrow. There's something
right.
I can do. I just pushed it to the side.
I also received that message from even people you don't know. Why is the kid's room so dirty? So.
Yeah, so we're working on it. We're working. Once we moved to our studio, then we won't have to.
Right. Yeah. Once we get that all figured out.
The Spotify also doing pretty well. Our numbers technically were down from the last podcast, but that's because we're now splitting it between 2 platforms that we're pushing for, YouTube and Spotify.
We're still about.
We have more followers.
Okay. Perfect.
We went from 12 to 14, so we now have more people that follow the podcast on Spotify.
That's great news.
Do that. Also, shout outs. So. Shout out to Alex Manning, one of our boys. He actually started a group chat with us to just be like, hey, man, really, enjoy listening to the podcast. We were bad friends, and we didn't text him back. Granted,
I did.
We were.
I did, but it was 48 hours late.
We were at the beach, and then it was one of those things where a couple of days had passed, and it's like, do we bring this back up and admit, hey, we were really late responding? Right. So shout out to him, and then shout out to our last guest, DeVito. You were great. We got some new viewers because of you. I know you shared it around, so shout out to you. So anyone that's listening, if you follow, tweet at us and stuff. We have some people that tweeted at us that we will mention later on,
right?
Rather than this segment because we're going to talk about it a little bit. But if you share it on Snapchat, Instagram, you follow us, let us know. We'll shout you out.
Yeah, cool. All right, that's it for shout outs and stuff. Quick vacation recap, and then we'll get into Mark. So. I'm sure all of our listeners are very worried because of the tropical storm we were supposed to be going into. It did not tropical storm.
Bless.
We were safe. It only rained one day, and we spent that day playing golf.
And it honestly probably made it more fun that it rained during that day. We can get into it a little bit.
Yeah, and the vacation was good. We don't have to get into the weeds, but shout out to all the boys that were there if you're listening. It was a great time.
Well, so one of the things we have to talk about is golf.
Right.
Right,
okay.
And there's going to be a couple of times where we'll mention different things about the golf. We're not going to go over it as a whole. But one of the things that I will say, right, and I can't remember what I was going to say.
Is it about the video?
I might need to cut that out.
No, that's okay. I think I know where you're going with it. There's a video that was taken.
Yes,
in,
okay. I can't remember what part
golf
we were going to talk
which is, in my opinion, is very worthy of being a viral video, and I don't understand why it's not yet. So I
We're going to tweet it.
At 2 a.m., I was like really hammered. I just started spamming a bunch of famous accounts, DMs, like, post this video, it'll go viral. None of them responded or posted it. So I'm going to do the second best option and post it on our own Twitter, which will probably go less viral.
I need to ask
it's a really
Mike
funny video.
If he cares, but I kind of want to put
So we're going to ask the kid, Mike Biener, if he cares that we post it, because he's the subject of it.
Nice job throwing out full first and last name there.
We're going to... That's his fake name. We're going to ask him if he cares, and if he doesn't, we're going to post it. It's hilarious. So we'll tweet it after the podcast comes out if he's cool with us posting it. If not, I kind of get it, but it's an awesome video. So hopefully
do we give a little, like a teaser?
Yeah, it's on the golf course, and just somebody doing something they absolutely shouldn't do.
Involves?
Don't say what it involves. Just somebody doing something they absolutely shouldn't do on a golf course.
Okay. Yeah. All right, fair enough.
Yeah.
All right.
Could be a lot of things. Yeah. It's not sexual.
So, also, not sexual. So, we're going to introduce Mark. I forgot to ask you before we started. Do you have a nickname that you want us to call you for the podcast?
No, you can just call me Mark.
You're cool with Mark?
Yeah.
Okay. So, in that case, we got our boy Mark, one of our good friends, on the podcast. You can see he's wearing a Chargers jersey. Not Eckler. So, we have had a guest, Joey, who was also wearing a Chargers jersey during the podcast. But we didn't have video proof at that time. But you're rocking Herbert?
Yep.
All right, nice.
Future MVP. Maybe not this year, but one day.
I mean, it's
And
because
scoot a chair for it a little bit.
I was gonna say it's because of this guy. I do have a future on the Chargers, and maybe we'll talk
it's tough.
about
We're in
football
beach
later.
chairs.
Yeah, no.
But his Chargers hype got to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny. Just before you introduce him, I just think it's funny. We've had 5 guests, full guests. 2 of them have been almost half have worn Chargers jerseys, and that's a team with just by far the least amount of fans in America. So
the opposite side of the country.
Yeah, we're just really representing the saddest team in football right now.
So first I want to say thanks for having me on the pod. It's going to be great watching to see how the sausage gets made. But yeah.
The sausage.
Chargers, not the biggest fan base, but always welcoming new fans, you know. If you're a Raiders ever disappoint, come on, hop over.
Well, they've been disappointing for like 20 years, and I haven't hopped yet, so.
Yeah, but we got Herbert now.
That is exciting. Sure, I'll give you that. All right, Nock, introduce him.
Yeah, no, kind of tying into the Chargers. We're going to talk about it a little bit more because this goes into one of the stories that I wanted to talk about. So, I've been shown a video of you running around drinking beer, doing a beer mile, and I was wondering, you were wearing a Chargers jersey.
Yeah.
Could you give me some backstory? What was that for?
All right, so our fantasy league, the loser has to run a beer mile, right? I didn't lose, obviously.
Okay.
But to give moral support for my boy Jack that lost, I said, I'm going to run with you. And I walked about half a mile while he ran it.
How did it go?
Do you know what your time was?
No, I didn't finish it. I, started.
You didn't finish the mile?
Nah, because it's he drank, a beer, and then ran, a quarter mile, drank another beer, ran a quarter mile, did the actual beer mile. And I was like, nah, I'm just going to walk with a beer, finish it, pull out another beer, just keep walking, and maybe I can finish this pretty fast.
So the video section I saw, you were running. So you're saying you ran for the cameras?
100%.
All right, breaking news to everyone in Mark's Fantasy Football League that wasn't there. I'm assuming, was everyone there?
Nah, not everyone.
So all those people that live other places, probably sweeter, not confirmed. He didn't run the full thing.
I mean, I didn't lose.
True. What place did you finish?
You're just supporting your friend, which is good. It's nice of you to support your friend.
What place did you finish? Totally.
I got 4th last year.
Yeah, not bad. You made the playoffs.
Nah, fucking trash.
Okay. The next story I want to get into, this also, starts with sports, right?
Yeah.
You ate a live cicada.
Oh, yeah.
It was one of the greatest Snapchats I've ever received. Can you explain how that started?
Yeah, so, my Brooklyn Nets, man. What happened to them?
Yeah, it's crazy.
Crazy. But I was certain they were going to sweep the Celtics. So certain. I put a lot of money on them to win, cover the spread even. And Game 3 comes around. I'm so confident hitting up my group chat being like, yo, everyone bet Nets spread tonight. If they somehow don't win, I'll eat a cockroach. Or not cockroach, cicada. And yeah, they didn't win.
How did it taste?
So I'm gonna be honest with you. I just like kind of stuck it in my mouth and swallowed it. Like got some water and just like a big ass pill, and it was disgusting.
Did you throw it up?
Nah, but like my stomach like hurt. I don't know if it was like
you couldn't eat or anything.
I don't know if it was like the cicada flapping around or just my Brooklyn Nets not covering the spread, but
Yeah, did you feel it moving, going down?
Yeah, deadass. And then did you hear about the other time?
Wait, so you did it again?
Yeah, so I told myself I would never do it again, and then I was trying to make a quick buck, and I got like 5 different people telling me they'd give me $5 to eat a cicada after we went to brunch like a couple weeks ago. And I was like, yeah, like I'm gonna make a quick $25 right here. And I tried to do the same thing, just pick it up, put it in my mouth, and like drink some beer, and then swallow it. But this time I like put it in my mouth.
This one was a fighter.
It started flapping its wings.
No.
Oh!
And I just had to spit it out and it just started flying away.
Do you have a girlfriend?
No.
Alright, well, if any single girls are listening to this podcast, you definitely want to make out with Mark. Absolutely 100% want to make out with Mark now.
I mean,
it's an insane story. Like, so it just happened that when you sent the video to me, it was over Memorial Day weekend, so like everyone was hanging out, like drinking, doing their own thing, right? And I opened up my Snapchat, and I didn't have time to record it.
Yeah.
And I just see this video, and I told everyone in the house, I was like, everyone needs to go watch, somebody record it, and somehow there's no longer visual proof of this.
Nah.
That sucks.
It was an incredible video.
I did it tactically. I only sent it to you, Nick, and because you're the only one that screenshotted my shit in the chat.
No, I thought you sent it to the group chat.
Nah, I only sent it to you.
Ah!
And at the beginning of the video, I said, Nick, I'm only sending this to you. Feel free to screen record it, but I don't want to send it to other people.
So then it is my fault.
It is your fault.
Oh, man. Okay. Well, it was a phenomenal video. The last question we have, as far as your introduction goes, and then we can get into some other stuff. So we've started this podcast. This is going to be our 8th episode, right? And we've gained a little bit of a following. Granted, it's all people we've known. It's no one random. But you're an avid, commenter on our Twitter, right?
I like to think I'm the #1 fan.
Yeah. I mean,
you're certainly if not #1 at this point, you're the OG, I would say.
Yeah.
You're top 3 for sure.
Been following
Lock
Nock
it in.
for like 8 months now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're also part of our first, Twitter beef, right?
Yeah.
Not us against you, but
Yeah.
you against someone else in the Twitter DMs and
Yeah.
comments. Mike.
Yeah.
Is there anything you want to say to Mike? Has the beef been squashed?
Yeah.
Is it still on?
Wait, hold on.
Mike, why'd you make your Twitter private, bro?
Oh, that was actually a good twerp. I was gonna say before you say anything, he is coming on soon, so he will have a response. So I just wanted to let you know that.
I have no problem with him as a person. Never actually met him.
Yeah.
He seems pretty nice. But someone chirps me, you gotta chirp back. I kind of forget what happened, but I'm pretty sure he like blocked me on Twitter, and then he's like private, so I can't see his shit.
So
I think I won
Mike,
that.
that
I think
sucks.
I won that Twitter battle.
If that's true, that's a win, Mark.
Yeah.
If that's true, that's a huge win.
He sends me messages privately now whenever he wants to roast you. So I do have one that he sent to me over the last week. Can I share it?
Yeah, sure.
So it's nothing bad, but you were mentioned on the last podcast when we were saying, one of the great places to listen to our podcast is getting a pedicure.
Yeah.
And he was like, one, which, I have beef with him for this. He was gassing up Crisp. And he was gassing him up, and then I was like, yeah, like, we played golf together and you weren't gassing him up. Turns out he had no idea that he'd actually met Crisp in real life. So that knocks it down a couple points. And then he mentioned, he was like, classic Mark to be getting a pedicure, what a fairy.
I'm not gonna lie to you, this is my first ever pedicure. I had an infected toenail. It's pretty disgusting. But, I might get another pedicure. It was pretty nice.
I've heard a lot of really good reviews of pedicures, and it's made me wonder if I should get one.
The ladies.
Mike, don't call me fairy. Mike, we're boys, but it's made me. It's crossed my mind the thought.
The lady doing mine was wearing a mask, and I could just tell she's just the whole time just
disgusted by your toes.
By my feet, yeah.
All right, well, to keep him from going any further down that road, thank you, Mark, for answering my questions.
Yeah, no problem.
Wait,
I have a question for you guys now, though.
Oh, yeah.
How much money would it take you to eat a cicada?
I am super grossed out by cicadas. I don't think I would eat a live
I also
cicada.
am. I would give two different answers depending on if it's alive or dead.
For sure. For sure. Even though it's, I guess, doesn't, when you know, like animals dead for a long time.
My fear is exactly what happened to him. It's flapping its wings in my mouth and or my throat.
That might be priceless for me. It might be.
I would say I would eat a live one for $500. I would eat a dead one for $100.
I think if I pulled out like a couple $100 in a cicada, you guys would be eating it.
Well, yeah.
No, I think I'm at 1,000. I think a live cicada, you need to. It would need to have 4 digits. I think.
All right, everyone listening just now. I'm even though this could be fairies because Mark did it for free once for losing. Well, not for free.
I didn't lose it for free.
But
my word.
And then $20. And now we're debating: is it $500? Is it $1,000?
I understand that people eat bugs all the time in like a lot of parts of the world. And I realize that this is maybe soft to me, but anything alive going down my throat sounds like it would suck.
Would it be easier if it wasn't standalone? Like I mixed it into a kava bowl and I just had some rice with it?
It's still alive?
Yeah, I don't know how that would work. I don't know how that would work.
Yeah, if you put a live cicada in my mouth and mixed in some rice and some sauce and some chicken,
it might be better.
It would be a lot better. Yeah.
Well, 17 years from now, when they come back, we will test this out if our podcast is still alive and kicking.
17 years from now, your 48 followers going to be at like 4,800,000.
All right,
that's a cool prediction.
1 million.
Yeah, that was a weird way to say That was a weird way to say.
We could tell you were making up that number.
I was making up the number as I was saying it. No, I checked. You guys got 48 followers.
That's less than I want it to be, guys.
2 more to 50.
Get it together. Yeah, what do we should we have like a party when we have 50 or should we save it for 100?
We should have a giveaway.
We should have a giveaway. Maybe we'll give Tepper the gift card he deserves. Tepper, if you get us 2 more followers, if you can convince 2 more people to follow us, I will make sure you get your gift card.
We'll get you your gift card.
Yeah.
All right. So now you've all met Mark, learned a little bit about him. Cicadas. What is it? What do we know about Mark? He likes cicadas. He has a fight with Mike, and he likes sports.
Maybe not with gambling, but
that's what you just learned about Mark. Good dude. Actually went to my high school. Go Cavs.
Why did we start with that?
I don't know. Went to my high school. Ryan, you know who's a big time listener of this? Ryan Rossum. Yeah.
He actually hit me up after your first episode. He was like, "Yo, they just
shouted you out on TGI Fridays guy."
Eisner's podcast.
That is the hot TGI Fridays guy. You want to say hi to him really quick?
What's good, Ryan? When I heard Eisner insult you like that, I was sick to my stomach. I almost threw up on the spot. It was a disgusting insult.
We should get him
talk to you like that.
He actually wanted. He would. I don't know if he come on. Did you hear my apology though?
I did hear your apology.
Do you think I made up for it?
No.
All right. Well, whatever. All right. Well, let's get in some segments. We're gonna try. I think to do 3 again. We did 3 last time. I think the segments are good. So
two segments and beef of the week.
2 segments and the beef of the week. That's correct. So first, I'll give a little backstory on. Or do you? Yeah, because I guess I'll give the backstory if you don't mind.
Yeah, you can.
All right. So we were at the beach.
You were the one that had a problem with it.
Do all of you? I mean, no one can answer me right now. Everybody that's listening, I'm sure you know. Like, you go to the beach, and a lot of times there's a person pushing like a little frozen cart along the beach, typically selling ice cream or shaved ice or whatever, right? Mm-hmm. Mark and Nock, you saw it. Mark, you know what I'm talking about, right? Yeah. All right, so while we were on vacation, we went to the beach on Saturday, my most of the hungover days that I had, and it was like 11 a.m., and this girl is just walking by with her little cart selling shaved ice. And I, at the time, really needed food in my stomach, didn't want to walk back to the house, and I looked at the cart, and I was like, I think if there was literally anything else being sold by this girl right now, I would buy it. The only thing that would not do me any good is shaved ice. And then people were like, what are you talking about, dude? Shaved ice is a great beach snack. Which I typically agree with, just at the time it wasn't for me. So then we got into...
I don't know that anyone said shaved ice was a great snack.
Well, it's a good beach snack. Then we got into this, hey, come in.
We're mid-podcast. You gotta say hi if you're coming in.
Come in, Tony. Tony waves.
Okay. Roommate saying hi.
Anyway, we got into discussion about
Just got back from the gym. His calves are looking phenomenal. Did you do legs
today?
Kid's
huge.
It's a big back day.
Oh, back. Show
What's
the
up, everyone?
podcaster back.
It's Tony Medivar, Nick's roommate.
It's nice, and you can all see him now. It's great. Doesn't he look great coming back from the gym, everybody? All right, but anyway, so...
If Future guest. He'll be
Yeah,
on.
Tony
for the
will be a
next
future
election.
guest. The next election, absolutely. I got sidetracked. Anyway, then we got to
Shave
talking
ice.
about what actually would be the worst thing being sold on a beach. So all of you out there, imagine you're sitting on the beach, it's a 90-degree day, and you see a person walking by with their little cart selling some food product. What would be the worst thing that they could be selling? On the beach, the two that we landed on were fettuccine Alfredo and hot wings, which I think fettuccine Alfredo is like undoubtedly the greatest answer of all time. So for the sake of this, we're going to exclude those two, and we're going to draft our 3 things we would least like to see being sold on the beach.
You might be my
excluding those
beef of the
two.
week now.
Alright.
Okay, so should we?
For how good you are at intros and hot takes,
Did I tell that story poorly?
I think you could have done a better job.
Really?
I think you could have done.
All right. Well, hey, sorry everybody.
Like, you skipped out on a crucial detail where when we were thinking of what are like the worst things that could be sold being pushed on that cart, right? We asked people without telling them previous answers, and I swear to you, we asked 5 straight people. Every single person's first answer was pasta.
Correct.
Right, and
Correct.
then we went to fettuccine Alfredo as that's the worst
As
pasta
the worst flavor of
to
pasta.
ever have on the beach. But
Okay.
like,
Yeah, you're right.
like,
That could have been a good
I
addition.
think it's unanimous. Would you have said pasta?
So, first on my list is actually lasagna.
yeah. So there you
Okay.
go.
All
Lasagna,
right. Well, Mark will
pasta,
start.
like,
Well, don't say your second one.
No, I'm not
Well, no,
gonna
he
pasta
can
house,
start.
so we don't
Oh,
use that.
We'll let
Okay.
our guest
All right,
go
nice.
first with his first pick.
All right. So good.
So no hot wings, no
Everybody
pasta.
agrees out there. Pasta and hot wings would be a bummer on the beach.
Yeah.
So we're excluding them. With that being said, Mark, start us off for the other foods.
Alright, so, I'll just say soup.
Just in general.
Any type of soup.
I agree, but I'm bummed because I had a specific type of soup that now I'm gonna have to.
Clam chowder.
That's the exact soup I had.
Yeah.
All right, so this is actually I think our first segment where somebody stole from somebody else. Nice, good one, Mark.
Yeah.
All right, Nock, give me a sec. So go ahead.
Alright, my second one. So I have to be careful with this, right? Ice cream would be great on the beach, but I'm gonna say ice cream in a cone would
Yeah.
be horrible, right?
Yeah.
Because one of the best parts is eating the cone. But if you're covered in sand, you got sandy hands, you can't eat the cone. You can only lick.
I think that is a great answer.
Thank you.
That's a great answer because you're right. Ice cream is great on the beach, but ice cream in a cone is very
Stop.
difficult. It
Stop.
melts all over your hand.
Can't you
Yeah.
just wipe
Sucks.
your hand off first?
What?
Can't you just wipe your hand off first?
Well, what are you gonna do when it's a 90-degree
Dude,
day? It just starts melting all over
completely
you.
get
You
rid
gotta
of
eat
sand.
quick.
You never complete.
Yeah.
I had to get
I
sand
mean,
out
I'm
my
not
ear
gonna
for
pick
days.
ice cream because I don't like the answer that much, but I don't hate it.
Okay.
I don't
All
hate
right.
it.
You're up, Chris.
Okay, so my first one was going to be clam chowder, so I'm pivoting to my number 2, which is one of those burritos. I don't know exactly what they're called, but you know those burritos that you can get where they like drench melted cheese all over them?
Yeah.
It's like a wet burrito.
Quesarito.
It's like
It's
a
a
closed
quesarito.
burrito and they drench melted cheese on top. It's
Oh.
a drench on
Oh, so that's a burrito alegre.
it. Sure, that. Little burrito like
It is debatably my favorite burrito, but
on the beach? No, sir.
I would eat it on the beach.
I wouldn't
It
touch
is
it on
right.
the beach.
So the reason I picked Rico's for back to our food. when we
Okay,
picked
yeah, I
restaurants,
remember
3
Rico's.
restaurants.
Yeah.
I have gotten the same order at this restaurant for 10 years. Burrito alegre. I would eat it on the beach. I would need a fork and a knife, and it would be tough, but I would eat it.
Yeah. Okay.
Call me a weirdo.
Okay, so it's a snake draft, so I have to go
Yeah,
second.
you have to go again.
All right, I don't even know if I was going to use this one originally, but I'm in a bind and I'm going to have to say it. I hate birds, so I'm going to say
That's a story. For
I don't
another podcast.
know. I don't know. I have to Google this answer, but anything that birds typically like a lot.
Anything. If you
Whatever
just throw
they're really
food
into.
on the beach, they
And
go
I
for it.
understand they eat everything. Bread, maybe I avoid bread on the beach. Just straight bread.
Sandwiches are like the best
Well,
thing to eat on the beach. Are you
that's
kidding me?
the point I'm making is anything that birds are really into these days. Whatever the birds are really into these days, I'm not bringing. Go ahead, Nock. Get off my turn, please.
Okay. My second one is gonna be chicken tenders. Once again, I'm going with finger foods. Anything related to finger foods outside of a sandwich, I'm not a fan of.
Nice. I would eat chicken tenders on the beach. I don't think that's such a great answer.
And I'm now, it's kind of processing my brain. I think everything you eat on the beach is with Your fingers.
Well,
so now realizing
typically
you don't have a
yes.
fork in it.
Typically,
You on like a table.
Like chips. I would love to eat chips on a beach, but you use your hands for that.
typically, yes, everything you eat on the beach is with your hands. However, I think throughout this discussion, we're organically discovering that maybe we should start eating more knife and fork foods on the beach.
I like that.
Yeah, maybe.
All right, Mark, give us your last two.
Or things that can be wrapped in something. Like a burrito, you could have that in like the wrapping.
Yeah, actually, that's true, but not one that's covered with cheese.
As soon as it gets windy and sand gets in that, it's kind of ruined.
You're right. We're saying ideal conditions.
Oh, ideal conditions, okay. Alright, well...
You got back-to-back here.
Alright, so they're just pushing a cart, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Italian ice, right? That's frozen. Would you buy a chocolate bar or any sort of candy from someone pushing a cart on the beach?
Is it in the wrapper?
Yeah, but it's probably all melted.
No. How do they push shaved ice? It's like it's a freezer.
Yeah, it's not melted. What are you talking about? They put it in a fridge or a freezer.
I would totally eat a candy bar if it's in the wrapper. If it was sitting out, I don't trust these random
Alright,
beach
for my
people.
pick, the whole point was that they weren't in a freezer and they're all melted. And why would you buy that?
Well, okay. Well,
melted
they're frozen.
chocolate, yes.
Melted.
Yeah, I would not eat
All right,
melted
here's.
chocolate.
I'm gonna give you Mark's answer. Mark's answer is chocolate bar from a person pushing a cart that broke an hour ago. The freezer broke an hour ago. That's Mark's pick.
Yeah, that's my pick.
Oh, these are tough.
And then following that, someone pushing a cart of fish that they just caught.
Ooh.
Yeah, just like recently dead fish.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe not even cooked.
Even if it was cleaned and cooked, I would not eat fish on the beach.
Feels like a bad vibe. Like I'm eating a fish in their home.
Which somebody mentioned sushi.
Yeah.
I think I
don't
would
think that'd
eat
be that
sushi.
bad.
Potentially. Although sushi's like a weird... Somebody pushing sushi in a cart, it's weird vibes. I don't know that I would buy it, but like...
I might.
You would?
I've never had sushi on the beach before.
That's why it intrigues me, but like
Yeah.
salmon or like, just regular fish, tuna, no.
Nah.
Okay.
Alright, that one
That was
wasn't
good.
bad.
I
That
wouldn't.
was
I
better
wouldn't
than
want to.
melted
I wouldn't want to eat a fish in their home. Come into their house, eat them.
It's kind of insulting.
Yeah. All right. My last, which is kind of a.
chocolate. It's me.
Oh
it's me
really?
and then you.
Oh my bad. Go ahead. I
So
thought you already said.
my last one is bananas.
What?
But that's just because I don't like bananas in general. They hurt my throat.
Bananas are.
I don't know why.
I mean, okay. Yeah, sure.
But bananas. I would hate to... If somebody brought me a banana on the beach, I would feed it to the seagulls just to piss you off.
Oh, that would really piss me off. Wait, I just had
Alright,
my.
now you can-
I
That was it.
I just had my third one in my head and now I forgot it.
Take your time.
Shit.
People are just going to like...
Well,
listening to the
okay, I
silence.
forgot. I think I had a good third one, but I'm gonna do what it was my backup originally. Now that I can't remember my good third one since Mark stole my clam chowder, I'm going to say, if we're gonna have to use our imagination here. I know that they sell jelly beans in packs, and you could buy a pack of jelly beans that are closed off. But imagine if somebody just dumped thousands of jelly beans in a moving cart just loose, and then you just
Can I add on to
stick
it?
your hand in there.
It's the
and
Harry
pick up
Potter
your
jelly beans. So there's like some in there that are literally labeled dog shit. Right? So now not only are you getting random jelly beans,
Yeah.
like just
No, I'm
consorting,
thinking just
one in
loose-
every 10 is
loose
kids
jelly
throw up.
beans. Sure,
That's
that's
jelly
a
bean.
great addition. I'm just thinking loose jelly beans.
Yeah,
in a
that would
cart.
suck. That would
Yeah.
suck.
All right, that was kind of fun, but the obvious answer is still fettuccine Alfredo. I don't think any of us beat it, right?
What, you don't think lasagna is a worse pasta to eat than fettuccine Alfredo? They're both like super rich and thick and
I wouldn't eat lasagna
Great
either.
foods. Great foods, just not on the beach.
not beach foods.
Somebody serves it to you out of a cart. Like, can you imagine a lasagna in there? They cut you a little slice, grab a spatula, take it out, put it on a plate, I guess, or a napkin.
Yeah, I'm imagining like a really fat Italian
Put it on
dude
paper plate.
yelling while walking down the beach. That's what I'm imagining.
Get your fettuccine.
Oh,
Get
that was a rough
That was
rough
rough.
Italian
Yeah,
accent
that
there.
was.
All right, anything else to add, Mark, for this one?
No.
Can I say some breaking news
Yeah, break.
that I kind of thought was funny?
Duh.
So this has to do with one of our guests. So first, our resident nature expert, who was the person that asked when we asked Cicadas, can they be by water cooter, he got stung by 6 bees just now mowing the lawn.
Yeah.
Said his landlord, who is our friend from the home who bought the house, his landlord, made him cut the lawn, which caused 6 bee stings. So sue him. Sue Ronnie's ass coot. And then the second one is Tep, one of our guests.
Yeah.
I guess he was filling up his car with gas. Somebody somehow didn't lock the nozzle, so when he went to grab it, he sprayed gas on it.
That's awesome.
So I'm sorry to cut in the middle unplanned.
No, that is awesome.
I was reading the
Those
group
are
chat.
two good breaking news.
Alright, take over.
Okay, alright. Let's do our next segment. So last episode we did, in honor of Kevin Herter. Oh, sorry, I got distracted because this is Megan Fox sexy and on to my right while we're recording a podcast.
That's
my
not
bad.
Megan Fox. That's
Yes, it is.
No, it's the other one.
Oh, it's the
That's
other
the
girl?
other-
Oh, well, whatever.
That
there
is
she
Megan
is.
Fox.
Anyway, back focus. So last episode, in honor of Kevin Herter, we did our favorite things that are red, right?
Yeah.
So Mark was like, why don't we just do favorite things that are... So we were talking to Mark before. We're like, what should we do?
For July 4th.
Yeah,
you know,
Mark was
it's
like,
coming
maybe
up.
we
We're
could
recording
do-
this before that.
Yeah, it's the day. It's like before July 4th. He's like, what if we did favorite things that are blue and white in honor of like 4th of July, for like red, white, and blue? Which I think that Nock and I both thought was a good idea, and we are going to do that in some capacity, but we're going to steer away from our favorite things that are white.
That
So
opens too many doors.
we are
that
just
don't
going
wanna get
to
out.
we are just going to be doing our favorite things that are blue because we think it might be fun if we just go down Roy G. Biv on our way to all of the colors.
Anything
into
that's
our,
not skin color related.
Yes.
Outside of red.
That's
which
not a
we've
skin
already
color.
done, so that one's already.
So I will
passed.
say on the
But-
red, really quick, I got the perfect amount of sunburn on my face. I look hot, so I'm pretty happy with.
We'll let the
I'm
YouTube audience
pretty
decide.
happy with
In the comments,
little bit of red
subscribe
that
to
is
our
turning
YouTube
gold.
channel, and in the comments down below, rate his
Rate
skin
my face.
color now that it's red.
just
out
rate
of 10.
rate my face. All right, anyway, so we're gonna do our favorite things that are blue. We're just gonna keep this going. If you guys hate it, then maybe we'll never do one again. But we thought it was kind of fun.
Yeah.
So we're gonna do our favorite things that are blue. I call first
Okay.
because I went last time, and I've one that I think almost everybody has.
Okay.
The mountains on course cans.
I
When it's
I
cold.
didn't have that one.
All right,
But
well,
that's a good
that's
one.
a good one.
That's a
All
good
right,
one.
thanks.
That's a great one.
Nice.
Nons are blue.
You want to
All
go second?
Mark, you want to go second or third?
Sure, I'll go second.
That's just a great one. That's not controversial.
Thank you.
That's
Appreciate
just
it.
everyone
That was a
agrees.
good one. I gotta go first up. Powder blue Chargers jersey, or just like any powder blue jerseys. Best jersey colors.
If
The
you weren't
Chargers do
here,
have sick jerseys.
if you weren't
actually.
here, I actually would have said the powder blue Chargers jersey, even though I hate the Chargers because it's a cool jersey.
They're fire.
Okay. For my pick, so I guess I have two back to back. These two are going to be weird. So my first pick is going to be Uranus, the planet, because
Bonk.
without the planet,
Mark Bonk.
Uranus wouldn't be a
Bonk.
funny thing for people to say. So that's my first pick. My second pick. So I actually was playing RuneScape last night for the first time in a while, and Rune Armor. It's blue. Rune Armor's great.
Nerd.
It's one of my favorite things.
Nerd.
So those are my two. Shout out to all my nerds.
All right, Mark, go ahead. Please do better than that.
Yeah. So before this, Nick said don't pick the sky, but I'm gonna pick the ocean still because that's blue,
Okay.
and the ocean's beautiful. Like
Yeah.
that's it.
Simple.
It's not always blue though. Sometimes it's green.
Sometimes, but usually it's blue.
Well,
Fair
Mark
enough.
wouldn't pick it if it was green or brown.
Yeah.
True.
I'm only picking the blue oceans, not the green.
What about the
ones.
clear oceans in the Bahamas? Those are my favorites.
Nah, they're not blue.
Okay. I'm just saying those are my favorites.
You heard it here first. Blue's better than clear. All right, my second pick is Dory.
That's a good one.
Thanks.
I like that.
Thanks. And then my third one is exactly what you told us not to do. I'm imagining a day. I'm going to be made fun of for this again. I got made fun of a little bit for my sunburn one. But even though it was a good pick, I'm imagining a day where like it's been raining all day. Maybe you're on vacation at the beach or something. It's raining all day. And then you look up and you see a little bit of blue starting to peek out of the sky. And then you're like, we're going to finally have some nice weather today. That's a good blue.
Mark.
Yeah, that's a good blue.
Oh no, I was just saying, do you want to go?
Oh yeah, right.
I was ready to,
my last
to move
one.
off of that.
My last one. The Blueprint 3 by Jay-Z.
Oh, nice. Yeah, that was creative and good.
Great album.
Way to think outside the box there. I like that. My last one is blue light, right? So the harmful stuff that comes off your phone, it's one of my favorites, right? Because it makes it easier to... So even though it's bad for you, it makes it easier to see things, which is great on computer screens. But it also helps stimulate the economy. There's a lot of businesses that come out making blue light blocking stuff. So I appreciate blue light.
Cool. Nice.
That might have been a stretch.
Yeah,
I'm looking at your face. That might have been a stretch of an answer.
I think that. Do you guys agree? I think that red was easier than blue. What do you guys think?
Nah.
What about? I have other things
got
like
other things
blue
too.
lightsabers.
Blue
Those are
Gatorade?
cool. Yeah. Red Gatorade's better.
That's a debate.
I mean, it's not. It's just
There's
universal.
like 3 different blue-colored Gatorades. All
You would
delicious.
choose blue over
And there's
red.
only one red flavor.
What would you choose?
I would choose blue.
You're just saying that. You're just
I swear
saying
to
that
God,
for
I'm
a
not.
podcast.
Check my receipts.
Tony!
Check my receipts
That's
at
why I'm
Giant.
on Team Crisp.
Check
You guys talk. I'm
check
going
my
to
receipts
ask.
at the Giant. No, we're not gonna fucking talk. What are you doing? Can you come back? All right. Well, Nock is doing this. He's asking his roommate which Gatorade is better, blue or red. Sounds like Tony picks blue, which is great to know.
Oh my God!
I mean,
what is wrong with you?
It is better, Mark. You're correct, and there's more options.
Yeah, for sure. You got the light blue and the dark blue and the
They're good. They're not better than red.
Well, all right. Yeah.
My family is a
different.
strict red or orange household only.
Orange?
Yeah, I think my dad likes orange, so he buys orange.
Yuck.
But I've never seen blue.
All right. Well, that's stupid of your family.
All right, let's go on.
I like your family. That's a stupid decision by your family. All right. That's it for a segment about blue.
I'm gonna let
Maybe
them
we'll
know.
do green next week. Maybe we won't. Maybe we'll do something different.
Tweet at us if you
Yeah.
have a color preference.
All right. Now let's do the last segment, beef of the week, the one we do every week. For anyone that needs a reminder, we're just going to say our beef of the week. Everybody has one, which is what we're most mad about from the previous week or something that sucked from the previous week, and that's what we're going to go with. So does anybody have a itching to start?
I want to start. This one I've been sitting on for a couple days, and I think that Chris would agree with me because I know he was mad in the moment. Slow golfers, right, are
Sure.
the worst. The worst. I'm talking about one specific person, and I really hope you listen to the podcast. Love you as a friend. Actually, it's 2 people. We got Practice Swings McGee, and the guy that does
That's a great
quadratic
nickname.
equations
It is
sitting
bad.
there before he hits a ball. So, for reference, it took us 6 hours to play 18 holes of golf. 6. And so we...
They play well, at least.
No.
No, they lost.
They lost. They
Crisp
suck.
and I's
Yeah.
team won, right? But we were first out the gate, right? So we started the group. We could have finished the entire 18 before they got to what hole? I think 8?
Let's give them 12, but still.
12.
Yeah.
12 is a lot.
It was pretty bad.
9
bad.
is on the fence. I think we could have done it at 8.
I got frustrated. I did on the last couple holes. Yeah, like you said, somebody doing quadratic equations. Like I think that somebody could like figure out world hunger in the time that it takes for Matt Hersick to do a
I
golf shot.
kid you not. He would walk up to the ball, sit there. It's not like he's looking at the hole, not like he's looking at his feet. He's staring at the ball.
Yeah, unreal.
It's Giannis. Giannis's free throw makes it like speed. Like his free throw routine is speedy compared to this.
Yes,
And then
but
Ken,
that's the only thing that you can.
Ken sits there and he does 4 practice shots. And if you make a joke in part of one of those swings, or like when he stands next to the ball, he has to step back, do 4 more practice shots.
Oh yeah, they're the worst pairing ever.
Oh my god.
Terrible pairing.
So
We'll have
beef
to
of the
separate
week,
them next
slow
time.
golfers.
Yeah, Mark.
You know
Mark,
you are.
do you golf ever or no?
I actually just golfed this week. I'm terrible, but I make sure I'm quick.
See, that's all you gotta do, everybody. Doesn't matter how good you are, just get around the course. At a
I should
reasonable
put a
amount of time.
disclaimer. I'm not good at golf. I'm not good
Correct.
at golf. I'm saying this now. I'm not good. I've never broken 100. But I'm pretty quick, right?
Yeah, you're
like
good.
I
You're a good
maybe
playing
take
partner.
1 or 2
Yeah,
practice
you're a good playing
swings
partner.
and then I hit.
You are a good playing partner. Yeah, all right, great beef. I have the same beef, but I didn't pick it. Mark, you want to go next?
Sure. I'm having a pretty good week so far, so it's kind of hard for me to think of some beef, but just like Venmo and like anyone who thinks that if they just like repost a picture, they're gonna get $500. That's my beef.
That's a good one.
Yeah.
That is a good one. I've seen it everywhere.
Yeah, everywhere.
I saw a tweet that was like, this is the two dresses that are different colors and the girl in the bathing suit all over again.
Yeah. That's funny. Just something that goes viral for no reason. Is that the correlation?
I was gonna do it until I saw on Instagram that it had 2 million comments. You had a comment too. I was like, I'm not 1 in 2 billion. I'm not. It's not worth it. For $5.
You're one in a million, Nick.
Oh, thanks. Yeah. But I'm not 1 in 2 million. So
I was trying to be nice, but I realized I downgraded you a little bit. Yeah, it was a good one, Mark. It is annoying. I've seen it everywhere.
It's just like I don't know anyone who's ever actually won anything like that, and I honestly like wouldn't be surprised if they just didn't give out money.
Correct. I think that's the likely scenario. Maybe they'll give like 3 people money.
Yeah.
All right. My beef of the week is with Mississippi State baseball. We have the College World Series going on right now, which I'm not a college baseball guy, but it's been fun. I watched a little bit of it. Game 3's tonight. We're recording on Wednesday, the 30th. Game 3's tonight, so I might actually tune in. Could be fun. But my beef is with them because Mississippi State has never won a national championship in any sport, and they're one of 3 teams that have never done it, and they keep putting up this graphic. Every
team sports.
Well, there have
won wrestling.
That's correct. There have been individuals that have won, but they're one of 3 teams that has never won a national championship in a team sport. They keep putting up this fucking graphic every 3 innings, and everyone keeps posting it all over Twitter. And it just on the bottom you see the little footnote: other teams, Kansas State and Virginia Tech. So Virginia Tech is just catching strays like all week long, and it's been bumming me out.
Side point: we all went to Tech. Can anyone name the wrestler?
Mekhi Lewis.
I was gonna say Mekhi Becton, but I knew that he was a football player.
So,
for the Jets. So I was like, thank God somebody else knew.
Mekhi Lewis Mekhi Becton almost went to Tech, and then he had a bad official visit because people made him drink alcohol and you didn't like it.
Classic.
What a nice guy.
Yeah. But that's my beef. Virginia Tech just catching strays about never winning, and then I guess also with Virginia Tech for never winning anything.
Yeah. Alright, that was good.
Well, right, the individuals are different, but it sucks. Anyway, alright, those are beefs, 3 good beefs. What do you say we get into some news and some sports, huh? Wait, actually, before we get into sports, let's talk about our hires that we forgot to talk about. Our 2, potentially 3 new hires that we're very excited to have on the team.
Yeah,
Mark, you're already a member of the team. You're a stats guy.
Yeah.
Which we haven't really made use of you yet, but we're gonna figure it out.
Earlier, I brought up the fact that you guys have 48 followers on Twitter without even being asked. So
stats.
That's a stat.
I'm already doing my job.
That's a stat, and you're a great hire. Sorkin.
Maybe we do like a stat of the week.
Sure, maybe that's how we'll use
Or
you.
like if we tell Mark, hey, we're recording on this date. You know, you go and you look up
that could be fun.
On that day.
That could be really fun.
That would be fun.
All right, well we'll figure it out. and We'll make use of you.
So we got stats guy.
And
we got our chief meme officer Sorkin,
who's doing a great job. We just need to post his stuff, but
we keep
it going, Sorkin. Your memes are actually very good.
So 2 new hires.
2, potentially 3 new hires.
Yep. Our technical producer. Shout out to Mont. He's got great stuff. Got a lot of good stuff out there. Mont TTV on YouTube.
Yeah, so about Mont, he tweeted at us because our audio was fucked up again. I'm sure it'll be fucked up today. Nock is supposed to be our tech guy. Nock is 1 for 7 on getting the audio correct on our podcast so far. So
I got a lot of things.
I don't think Mont is going to be here today. However, Mont, we're going to make sure.
What makes you think he's not going to be here?
We're going to make sure
the fact that he's not in this room.
Mont helps us out moving forward to make sure that our audio is better for you guys. So Mont was our first hire. All right, go ahead. Hire number 2.
Our chief marketing officer, Sneed. So you might know him as the guy that sat by the pool.
Right.
Listen to the podcast. Sneed. So shout out to you 2. We're excited to have you on the team.
Yep, and then our 3rd potential new hire is Bookie Toaster. We're not going to reveal his identity. It was pretty funny. So he emailed our knockandcrisp@gmail.com email account for business inquiries.
Which, if you need it, it's located on our Twitter.
Right. He emailed, and we had no idea who he was. We were kind of hype at first. Like, oh, some random dude found a podcast and emailed us. And he's basically like, just listened to episode 7, loved it, would love to help out with gambling content, essentially. Mm-hmm. Sincerely, Swimsuit Kate. And at the
No,
time,
no. He said sincerely Bookie Toaster.
Oh.
And he's the guy that reps Swimsuit Kate.
Oh, right. Yeah, he just mentioned that he is has something to do with Swimsuit Kate. And Nock and I both at the time didn't realize what he meant, so we stupidly asked a question.
Well, so we did a lot of research. First, we looked
Right.
up Bookie Toaster. It doesnn't exist anywhere.
Well, it's a Twitter account with like 100 followers.
He has 100 followers?
Yeah.
That's double you guys.
And then
What's
we
that
looked up-
stat?
That's double you guys.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's a good stat.
So maybe we will hire him then to get his followers. But
Well, yeah, I already extended the offer. He just hasn't accepted it yet.
well, we also looked up Swimsuit Kate. Like, what the fuck is that? Who is that?
Yeah, we
Who
were like
throws
in a
that up?
scramble mode, trying to figure
And then
out
we
this
realized we now know the identity of this person.
We do. So we extended an offer this afternoon. It was like an hour ago, guys. So he's not like, I'm not worried. He's gonna accept it because he reached out to us.
This is a prestigious position.
So he is going to be our, I think, chief just gambling correspondent. I don't know what we'll call him yet.
Well, so, gambling is still on the rocks with a lot of states. We don't want to be restricted anywhere. We'll be our
Right.
gambling consultant.
Consultant. Yeah, so he's just gonna, I think every episode he's gonna give us.
This person could then put it on their resume, like
Correct.
podcast consultant.
That's absolutely correct.
Boom.
He's going to give us, at each week, he's going to give us maybe 1 or 2 picks that he really likes, maybe the day after the podcast is going to drop. And then eventually we may start having him call in even, so we'll see. It could go a lot of ways.
That could be exciting.
So we think we're going to hire Bookie Toaster as well as our chief gambling correspondent.
Thank God we have Mont now as our technical producer, because I don't want to have to figure out how
Correct.
we work
Yeah,
in
Mont, we're going to
somebody
be...
calling in into the audio.
Mont, we're going to be putting you into... We're going to give you a second full-time job. So...
We'll pay you with Topo Chico.
Correct. Well, everybody that works for us gets any...
Slash one of our roommates is moving out, so you permanently get that.
So,
room.
Mark, that's my bad. We mentioned at the beginning, if you remember, I forgot the Topo Chico.
Yeah.
My rule is anybody that works for us gets a Topo Chico whenever they want, so I owe you 2. How about that?
Alright, that's fair. I'll accept that offer.
Okay. All right, so those are hires. We're growing the team, which we're excited about. All right, news.
Back to news.
Yeah, back to news. So we're going to do a little news, and then I think we just break down both the NBA series and then call it a day.
Yep.
Down?
Let's do it.
All right, so I don't have much for news. This one's basketball related, and I just couldn't believe when I saw it. Did you guys see Game 3 of the Bucks and the Hawks series? Dwight Howard was just sitting courtside,
Yeah.
as a fan.
I didn't see it, but I saw on Twitter.
He's from Atlanta.
Correct.
Yeah. So
But-
I don't think it's that weird.
Well, okay, so
But
in the
he's
grand
saying
scheme of
he
things,
just
it's not.
lost-
Yeah, in the
he
grand
just
scheme of
lost to the
things,
Hawks.
it's not weird for an NBA player to go to another NBA game or a playoff game, I guess. But he went to the playoff game at home of the team who just beat him.
Yeah, but he's trying to do some rebranding still.
Yeah, he's a weirdo.
That's a bad move.
Yeah.
I cannot believe he made that move. I'm sure he's the only one that's ever done that. But anyway, ooh, had a weird burp there. Anyway,
Are we going to talk about the injuries?
well, we'll talk about this series later. Well, that's the only basketball news I had really.
Okay.
Tour de France girl was funny. The girl who held the sign out and crashed half the race. Did you guys see that?
Crazy.
I
Crazy.
didn't realize a girl caused it. I thought there was some guy.
I'm pretty sure it was a woman. I could be wrong, but she so a woman was
It was a
standing.
French person.
I'm sure
We did-
everybody
we
saw it
did
by
know
now,
that,
but
I think.
the woman was standing on the side of the Tour de France race, holding out a sign that I think said in French "Hi Grandma" or something very innocent message. Just leaned out too far, knocked over one of the top contenders, and took out half the and then she fled, and then they found her today.
You know what's going to happen now? Lance Armstrong's going to get drug tested again.
Nice.
They're going to come for him.
that
They're
would
coming
be-
for his other nut.
That would be a good outcome of this
Yeah.
catastrophe.
He gets drug
But
tested.
yeah, so that's crazy. But they found her today because that was another story that she was gone. They found her today. All right, moving along. College athletes can get paid now, which is cool for their name, image, and likeness. Are you guys? I'm a fan of that. Are you guys a fan of that?
Is it officially like an NCAA thing?
Yes, it was passed.
I'm excited for
I
the
think
stories
officially
that
today.
are going to come out.
Yeah, I think why not? Like,
S-
some people are gonna make a lot more money than others.
Would either
but-
of you pay a college athlete to get him to come to Tech? Eisner,
I wouldn't unless I had. I mean, you can't just pay a player to go to the school. It has to be like a sponsorship. So if I have we could in theory
this player
pay
would
this
be the
player,
sponsor.
We could pay this player $3,000 to be Nock and Chris sponsor,
Whoa,
and we could try to... I'm just
not
saying,
$3,000.
I'm
We
not
don't
going
have
to pay
$3,000.
anybody $3,000. I'm just saying, in theory, we could pay a kid.
Maybe us and all of the people that we've now hired to
In theory, we could pay a kid. I think we could pay a kid to sponsor our show. I still think it's illegal for us to like try to convince him to go to tech.
Does
I
that
think
mean we
that's
need a
against the
scout?
Why
We
don't-
need a
why don't
scout
you
to
just
see who to sponsor?
Scout out some tech football and basketball players and see if any of them listen to the pod.
So actually, here's what I'm thinking: if we get like some kid who's definitely not going to get a sponsorship, like we get like a backup guard, a backup like left guard on the football team, and I send him a message and like, hey, we'll pay you $50 to be our sponsor. That would maybe be fun.
So
right?
I think either that or we hire somebody to be a scout who their sole job is to find us somebody random, like somebody that goes to like North Dakota State,
Sure.
right? So they didn't get recruited out of college, but it's gonna make the NFL, and then they make the NFL,
Okay.
and then if we hold out long enough, right?
Then
we
they're-
wait
they're
5
with
years,
us.
4 years, then they'll be like, hey, you know what? We owe this guy that.
We need to look up the rules because if we're allowed to just pay people to sponsor, like to shout out our podcast that are college athletes across the country, I will put a personal budget up of $100 for that.
I feel like
So-
that's actually a nice move for getting followers and stuff too on Twitter. You just get like a famous college athlete to tweet your podcast.
Well, we're gonna have to do not famous ones because we have, as of now, I'm the only one that's put up $100.
Yeah, I'm not putting up.
And we still
$100
don't
to
have a
get
studio, right? We
Yeah.
don't want them tweeting
Well,
about
that's
our
fair,
podcast
but
that's in my room.
So we're gonna look into this. We'll get back to it in answer next episode. But my one question on this before we get off it is, are you guys worried at all about the colleges that are already at the top? You know, like Alabama, Clemson, and Ohio State win everything every year. Will this widen the gap even farther? Like, are they gonna figure out how to get even more sponsorship money to these kids, and even more good kids are gonna go there? Or what do you guys think?
It doesn't bother me that much.
I think they'll just be just as good. Like, it gets to the point where it's like, oh, are they gonna have so much money that they can have all of the good players to their team, or they don't have enough
They
money?
already have all the good players.
Yeah, but now it's like they already have all the good players, but it's like you already know you're gonna go to the NFL. Like, you're a recruit for Alabama, like, and now Texas A&M is offering to pay me $100,000 to play there.
Well, we have
That's
to keep in mind it's
stuff.
not like, it's not the school paying.
Yeah.
So, but I'm sure there's gonna be some shady stuff going on.
Yeah,
behind
I'm
the
sure
scenes.
there's hella boosters that are like
But
doing the
this
same
is
thing,
like-
talking about doing the same thing you do. Oh, sponsor my company, and
Right,
we'll
and
give
then
you this
maybe,
money.
and then
you
you
also have to go to this school.
right, you like
Yeah.
push them towards it. I'm sure they're gonna try to monitor it closely, but there's got to be pretty easy ways around it.
Well, you mentioned to me, like, if you could start over, what would your dream job be? And you said, like, GM of an NFL team or something, right?
Yeah, I think so.
That's what I think this is going to turn into. So we're screwed because our or director of athletics sucks. But, like, these big schools, right?
Yeah.
Alabama already has all the best players. But there's a bunch of other schools that have a lot of money that aren't necessarily as good.
Yeah.
So they can all fight over stuff, right? We're never going to be able to pay for those top guys against those top schools, but everyone still has like a set amount of money. If they blow all their money on players, right? Now, you know, a good like director would figure out other ways to use his money, right? Maybe we can't pay the best players.
Well,
Let's
they're not,
get
the
something
schools,
else now.
The school's budget is not paying anybody. The school's budget is it is illegal for the schools to pay players still.
I thought this was.
no,
I thought
The
this was
only
schools.
no,
paying
the
people.
only thing that can happen is a business can sponsor a player.
This is
I'm
a
pretty
bad
sure.
look for me.
I'm pretty sure it's still illegal for them to even push towards a school. But what the schools are doing is they're like setting up programs to help their athletes like get sponsorship. So I think they're like partnering with businesses maybe. So maybe that's how the school can come into play. But the schools can't pay shit. So anyway,
Forget
do you have anything else to say?
Nah, that was a good take on it.
All right, yeah, but it'll be interesting. I'm excited I'm happy they're doing it. I'm interested to see how it changes college football. Okay, second to last sports. Baseball's checking on pitchers. We haven't talked about that yet.
I thought we talked about it last time.
Did we? Well, anyway, I'll talk about it again. It's still hilarious.
So funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, like, you can tell too, like, they're guilty or they're not guilty. Like, they're pulling down their pants, making a joke about it, like, yo,
The Nats
I'm
pitcher
good.
did that.
Or
Sure,
like, or they're just
I
like,
think we said that. I don't know.
like,
Yeah.
you can just tell, like, when they walk up and they're just like, oh no, I'm gonna get caught. Like, someone got kicked out yesterday for the
Mariners.
Yeah, Mariners.
Yeah, the first person got
kicked
kicked out.
Like, he was just, like, he knew he was getting fucked.
Yeah. So, I mean, it's still stupid. I'm surprised this idiot already got caught.
Yeah.
Like, I thought it was going to take months for somebody to already get caught. But anyway, that's enough baseball. Nock, you want to talk the Euros? You like soccer?
Euros is, like, pretty interesting. So, like, Mbappe just missed that PK, which was hilarious. But mostly what I care about is my futures that I have. Really, I don't care who wins, but I do care because Belgium, I have a future on Belgium.
That's nice.
So I want them to win. But I also have a golden boot future on Ronaldo. And so it keeps happening where if somebody gets close to him in goals, their team automatically loses. Right? So here's my example. Forsberg from Sweden gets to 4 goals. Ronaldo's at 5. Sweden loses in the 121st minute to Ukraine. Right? So that happens. Next, Benzema, France, gets 4 goals. Mbappe, one of the best players in the world, misses a PK. They lose. Boom. They're out. So the other person that is now at 4 is Schick
The guy from
Czech Republic.
Yeah.
So I'm hammering Denmark because I'm praying that I can double up here and that this guy doesn't score a goal, they lose, and I win money now on Denmark.
Maybe.
You didn't want to hedge the other way?
Yeah, I would hedge with Italy, bro. Like, because Italy-Belgium about to play this weekend, and I feel like whoever wins that is probably favored to win it all.
Well, I could
Like, a
do
lot of
that
people
for
are saying
my Belgium future. Also, the bottom side of the bracket, my friends were talking about this, is so weak. England's got a straight shot.
England, Ukraine, Czech Republic, and Denmark without Christian Eriksen.
England has a straight shot to the Euro final. So, I mean, soccer's been pretty interesting.
Yeah.
There have been some really good games.
So I'm not a huge
like
soccer guy. I don't mind soccer, but I've caught a couple games. They're very entertaining, very fun. Our guest Mark is a soccer sharp. So if you guys stick around until the end of the episode, he's going to give you all
We might do a lock. We'll do some locks.
He's going to give you a Euro lock because he's a sharp. So that's your reward for sticking to the end. Mark, Nock, anything else soccer?
Nah, I think I'm good.
U.S. is going to win the World Cup in 2024.
Do you really believe that, or are you saying it as a joke?
I really believe it.
Okay, that's coming from your soccer sharp. So I guess be careful with the advice you
So
give you
bet
later.
that the U.S. will not make the World
Right.
Cup.
No, wait. What did I say? Whenever the World Cup's in the U.S., we're going to win it.
It's 2 years.
2024?
Well, so it's 4 years. It's 2 years from the Euros. The Euros is every 4 years, right? And the Euros is 2020, so it's going to be 2022.
Okay.
We're literally in 2021.
2026 World Cup. U.S. is going to win it. That's the one in the U.S.
So
Wait a second,
the
Nock.
World
Did
Cup
you just
is
think
next
we were?
year.
Wait,
No.
Nock. Did you just think we were in 2020 or 2021?
No.
The
We're
Euros-
currently-
It's Euros
2020.
2020.
Ah, because they had to cancel. Okay, I thought I just caught you doing something really dumb.
It is 2022.
Well, all right. I
I'm-
just thought
I'm
you were doing
smart.
something really dumb.
I'm smart.
All right,
Euros is
well,
every
Mark,
4 years,
I'm
2
excited
years
to hear
separate.
that.
Yeah.
If USA Soccer is good, I think that'd be a lot of fun.
We got another 5 years to prepare for bringing the cup back to the U.S.
Perfect.
It's gonna happen.
Has it ever been here?
No, we've never won.
All right, bring it home.
Pretty sure we hosted it.
Bring it home. Bring it home, boys and what is it?
You just saw
bring it
that
home,
live
boys.
Snapchat. I gotta
US
send it out to people.
What do they call it? The U.S. Outlaws. Anyway, all right. Soccer's good. I don't really have any non-sports news. I did just have a thought. Sweeney tweeted at us. We love mentioning Sweeney. We've mentioned him like 4 times today. Sweeney tweeted at us, and he was doubting my TGI Fridays allegiance because I didn't mention them with my favorite things that I read last week. Sweeney, I just want to say to you, I and to TGI Fridays, my sincerest apologies to the both of you. I dropped the ball, and I'll never disrespect my Pride and Joy TGI Fridays ever again.
Wait,
So-
what did you say?
Sweeney tweeted at us and questioned my TGI Fridays allegiance because I didn't pick them in one of my favorite things that are red.
It's the red logo.
And I
I'll
just wanted
defend
to
you there.
hand up.
You went
hand up-
after we did that.
Well, right, but hand up to TGI Fridays and Sweeney. That's on me. Won't let it slip again.
What would you drop out of your top 3 for TGI Fridays? You had Fuddruckers.
No.
Noodles and Company.
No, it's the red thing. No, it's the red thing.
Sure,
Oh.
you
Yeah.
facial things.
So anyway, maybe we'll go sometime together, Sweeney. We'll have a nice day. All right, that's all for news. To end the show, we'll just talk hoops, talk a little hoops, and then we'll get into a lot.
I think we're good there.
So hoops, first series, Clippers and Suns.
Game 6 tonight.
Game 6 is tonight. We're recording once again on Wednesday. So the series could end tonight. What do you guys think about the series? Do you think the series is over tonight or Game 7 coming?
The Clippers are the most confusing team ever. I
Game
think
7 inbound.
Yeah, I think there could be a Game 7, or they lose tonight. I think they could honestly win, come back down 3-1 and beat the Suns without Kawhi.
I want the story so bad. I want the Chris Paul 3-1 twice. I want it so bad.
Yeah.
I don't want that to happen as a Suns fan. I actually think the Suns are going to win tonight.
We'll see.
I don't
He's
have...
at LA.
Yeah, I don't care. Who do I care? Okay. But I think the Suns are going to win. I have two general things to say about the Clippers. Paul George is officially good again, right?
Yeah.
He was really good in Indiana. And I'm not saying
Stop
he's been
that.
bad in LA.
You're trying to jinx him.
A little.
I know exactly what
Paul
you're
George
trying
is
to do.
legitimately really good again. He is absolutely hooping, not choking, not doing the playoff P thing, doing everything right. So we'll see if he keeps that up. My other observation about the Clippers is if you were to drop, if an alien came onto Earth at the start of his playoffs, right?
Yeah.
Like the first game, and all they did while they were on Earth is watch all the playoff games, and that's it. And that was their first experience with basketball ever. They would swear up and down that Reggie Jackson is a top 5 player in the NBA and maybe ever.
I really like Reggie Jackson. He's good.
pretty good.
He's got the rec specs too. I love that.
I mean, he's unbelievable. I said it last episode, he's the most talented bad player I've ever seen. And like I said, he's a top 5 player.
Something clicked, man.
He's a top 5 player in this NBA playoffs. I don't even care if the stats don't say it.
I'm ready to make the
there's
take
not-
Kawhi was holding it back. I'm ready.
He's cool and Reggie Jackson back, that's for sure.
He might have been.
And then the Suns, I still think the Suns are going to win it all. But we'll see. I mean, you guys don't seem so confident. I'm still on the Suns. Officially, are you guys on... I'm on the Suns to win tonight. Are you guys on the Suns or the Clippers to advance to the finals?
Yeah, so originally I was Nets and Suns after the Suns beat the Lakers. I thought it was going to be the Nets and the Suns, and the Nets were going to blow them out. And then Nets lost, and I was like, Suns all the way. Now, I don't know. Like, it could be any of the 4 teams, honestly. Like,
All right, we'll make a pick. Suns or Clippers to the finals.
I got to go Suns with my boy Chris Paul.
Nice. Nock, Suns or Clippers to the finals.
So last week I said, if it's not Suns Hawks, I'm not watching the finals because it wouldn't be entertaining. I've changed my tune.
Clippers are fun now.
Clippers are fun now. I want Clippers Hawks.
Yeah. All right.
What about
Well,
the
is that
Bucks?
what you think is going to happen? Are the Clippers going to beat the Suns?
I think the Clippers are going to beat the Suns.
Okay, that's bold, but you should bet on it. You bitch.
I would, right? But this says how good my picks are. I no longer have money. So,
All right, so I see why you're not going to donate to the athletes to sponsor our podcast.
yeah.
Anyway, all right. Anything else, Suns Clippers?
No.
All right. Other series, Bucks and Hawks. Also fun series, but injuries been crazy.
I know.
Yeah.
Giannis now hurt for who knows how
You
long.
saw the tweet today?
No, what did it say?
It was just like a Woj tweet, and he said there was no significant damage to his knee.
So he'll be back.
Yeah,
At some
but
point.
At some point, unknown.
But then there was another tweet, maybe it was after the first tweet, that he's doubtful for Game 5.
Yeah.
They don't need
that
him now
makes
in
sense.
Game 5.
Yeah. Dude, I honestly think the Bucks might be better without Giannis, if that's crazy to say.
Well, they
I
lost
saw
by
a
like
TikTok
30
hyping
without
up Chris Middleton. So.
If I was on, I don't know who the coach of the Hawks is.
Nate McMillan.
Yeah, that guy. If I was the coach of the Hawks, don't even let the Bucks shoot the ball. Just foul Giannis every time. Like, you got 6 players that aren't playing. Just put them in. Give them 6 fouls, then we'll foul out. Like, my man is going to make 30% from the free throw line. Especially when he's playing in Atlanta and the whole crowd's chanting.
Yeah, a little hacky honest. Like the Wizards did it to
Hack
Ben
it
Simmons
back.
a little bit.
Yeah,
and it
hack
worked.
it Simmons.
It did work, yeah.
All right, yeah. I this series has been fun. The Hawks, they keep surprising me and everybody. I thought there was no way they were gonna win last night, but the Hawks are good. Like the Hawks have some good players.
Baby.
You kind of forget about Lou Williams a little bit. Lou Williams is still a bucket.
Thrust into the starting
Bog-
role, and he was nice.
Bogdanovich is
When he's not hurt,
when he's
good.
not hurt, he's like a very good player. He's like Bogdanovich is probably. I mean, I may eat my words on this if they win the finals. I think if he's the 3rd best player on a team, that team would win the championship. Like I think he's like very good.
I don't think he's the 3rd best player on their team.
Well, I don't think they're going to win a championship. Who you don't think he's? What do you think he's the fourth best?
Trae Young's probably the best, and then
John
John Collins too.
No, John Collins John Collins had like 6 and 6 last night.
That's not true.
It's,
He had
he
double
went
digits.
6 and 7.
He had double.
He went 6 and 7.
No, I don't think he had double. I think.
I think you're right. I think he went 6 and 7.
Yeah, John Collins. I like John Collins. I'm not saying he's bad, but he's not better than Bogdanovich. John Collins disappears all the time.
He can play defense though.
Correct. He's a good player. He's a good
Okay,
player. But Bogdanovich
he went
is better.
4 and 7.
All right,
Clint
yes,
Capella
right.
is the second best player of the
That's
team.
ridiculous. That's not
Capella's
true.
good.
No, I'm not saying he's
15 and
bad.
7.
He's not better than Bogdanovich.
All right, fine. Lemon Pepper Lou, second best player.
Also
of the
not
team.
true.
Herter.
Kevin Herter's great. Also not true. They've got a lot of really good players.
Cam
But anyway,
Reddish, second best player of the team.
Cam Reddish came back after he hadn't played in like 3 months. He hooped last night.
Chris Dunn, worst player on the team.
So anyway, my point about the Hawks before we got on this tangent is they have a lot of really solid players, which they're better than I thought they were. You mentioned a lot.
Yeah.
Herter, Capella, Collins, Bogdanovich are all playing great. I still don't think they're going to beat the Bucks, and I've said that for 3 rounds now that I don't think the Hawks are going to win. Eventually, I'm going to be right. I think, and I think it's.
Are
this
you
time.
more confident that the Suns are going to win or that the Bucks will win?
I am more confident that the Suns are going to win than the Bucks are going to win.
Interesting.
So, all right, let's all make our pick for.
So,
Well, do you
yeah,
have any more general
let's
things
just
to
do
say?
our locks.
Yeah, well, no, let's make our pick. Who's winning, Bucks or Hawks? Who's winning the
I already
series?
said Hawks.
You said Hawks, Mark.
Hawks right or die.
I'll take Bucks, I guess.
All right, I also have Bucks. Cool.
But if I was coaching the Hawks, we'd win.
So you two are over there jerking each other off. I'm the only one out here making
No.
correct picks.
I'm picking the Bucks, but again, if I was the coach of the Hawks, we would beat the Bucks because we would just hack Giannis.
Maybe you should apply. You ever think about applying?
I don't know if my resume is good enough for that yet.
All right, yeah. So Mark, our guest, and Crisp are on Suns versus Bucks. Nock is alone on Clips versus Hawks. That's fun. I don't know. Should we bet on it? Nah.
Give
All
us some good odds.
No. All right. That's all. Anything else basketball? All right. So that's all for the show. Before we go, as a reward for listening, our Soccer Sharp and our esteemed guest Mark is going to give his lock of the week for the Euro. So go ahead, Mark.
Yeah. All right. Friday, noon. Spain is gonna wipe the floor with Switzerland Switzerland.
Okay.
I like that.
Okay.
They're gonna wipe
So
the floor with them.
everybody take Spain.
And then Belgium's also gonna beat Italy, even though
What's the
Italy's
line? Are you
so
taking
good.
money line or are you taking the line?
I'm gonna take Spain to win.
Or the spread, sorry.
I'm taking Spain to win by 0, and then I'll probably also take whatever the line is, 1.5 or 2.
You're saying Spain win in 90 minutes.
Spain win 90 minutes, Switzerland not to score, and maybe I'll also toss in another spread bet on that.
Switzerland not to score.
They're not scoring, bro.
Okay.
Spain let up 3 goals last game. They look like shit, but they still scored 5. They're not letting in a goal against Switzerland. I think that's who they're playing. Yeah, it's Switzerland.
I like
It would be
Spain.
embarrassing
I
if
like
it's
No,
not.
Spain.
no, it's definitely Switzerland.
All right, cool. All right, that's fun. Locks of the week. We might keep doing locks of the week with Bookie Toaster moving forward. So,
Yeah,
Mark,
shout
thanks
out
for
Bookie.
starting off. All right, so that's it, Mark. Anybody you want to thank? Anyone want to shout out?
Yeah, what was your review of doing the podcast? You think it's fun?
Dude, it was really fun. You guys are really entertaining. You know, it's nice seeing you guys like turn off the camera and bicker for a little bit, but in between cuts.
So you're telling them about the magic in between.
The magic in-
the
you-
magic off
look.
camera.
People say like you don't want to know how the sausage gets made. You want to know how this sausage gets made.
Yeah, there's some really good sausage that we got in this room.
But no, it was a lot of fun.
Bonk.
Yeah.
All right, but you want to shout out anybody?
I want to. What's his name? Mike Sweeney. That's the guy
Yeah.
that's trying to fight me.
Yeah, Mike
Twitter?
Sweeney.
Yeah, I'm gonna give him a shout out. One day when we meet, it's gonna be super awkward.
That is true.
Dude, I can see it. It's gonna be incredibly awkward.
Yeah. All right, maybe you guys will meet here. Maybe we'll do a live meet and greet for our fans. Anyway,
That was sick.
Mark, thanks for coming on. It was
Yeah,
fun.
this was great.
Crisp and Nock would like to say thanks. I tried to rebound from a mess up there. I accidentally called you Crisp, which is embarrassing.
I mean, you didn't even need to say that.
So I was going to
No
say
one would
I was
know.
going to say
I did that.
Nock. Anything? What I wanted to say is Nock. Anything else that happened?
Nah, I think this was a great show. Don't forget, like, subscribe, comment on our YouTube video, follow us on Spotify. So usually we tweet, or like I'll share it and we'll tweet and stuff in the mornings. But if you want to see it as soon as it drops, I know Mark has texted me like immediately after it drops because he like sees the notifications because he follows.
I get that Spotify notification when you guys drop a new episode.
Yeah,
that's a true fan. That's why he's an OG, and that's why he's in the running for number one. But yeah, thanks Mark for coming on. Appreciate you. Good stuff, Nock. This is the end of the podcast.